What they gon' remember me by? I put my heart in the grind. I gotta pass the torch. Can't let my legacy die. What they gon' remember me by? I put my heart in the grind. I gotta pass the torch. Can't let my legacy die.
Before I'm done, I really hope to leave a legacy. Hope the people that I love will all remember me. I pray that everything I've done, it ain't in vain, man. I just want my family blessed and not in pain.
Tonight we're going to talk about by any righteous means necessary. This will be our theme for this year, and God led me to this set of scriptures here in 1 Corinthians 9, verses 24 through 27. We're going to use the NIV tonight, but what I love about the Bible app is on our phones, in our hands, we get access to every version of the Bible that there is out there, and it's really beneficial to sometimes on verses to look it up in multiple versions so we can really get the context of what we're talking about. Tonight we're going to use this, and this is what it says here. It says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." Speaking some real stuff right there. We're going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to kind of break that down verse by verse and go deeper into it. Like he says in verse 24, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize." So I believe the first thing that we need to understand out of this, it's awesome. He's giving us encouragement to get out there and run in such a way to get the prize and do the best we can. But I think the first thing is we need to define the race. Because for a lot of us, I think in life sometimes we get caught up as well, what do you do, or who are you? And we kind of sometimes say our profession. like I'm a construction worker, I'm a lawn maintenance, I do this. A problem is with that is I heard someone say the other day, she was talking about something, and she said, "Well, I'm just a waitress." Right? And I said, "Well, you're not just anything, right? That's definitely an important job. You're out there serving people who knows God may have you in that exact right place at that exact right time, so you can be an inspiration to someone else while you're working that job." But some of us, we make our careers our race, and God has us in a certain position, right? That's what our life is, and that's where we're used to minister to others. Some people just want to work a 9 to 5 and then leave work where it is and go enjoy their lives. And so we can go around the room, and it's going to be a different answer for every single person. Right? Because some people are disabled, or some people are stay-at-home moms, so we can't define a race by what we do. Right? But for all of us is we need to figure out, where does God have me? What race am I put down here on this earth to run? Number one on the sheet, what is God's will for our life, and what race has He appointed us to run? I know this could be a lot here, right? Because I know sometimes we're on in a different place, but the first thing is we need to determine what race that God has set us down here to run. And I can tell you, this is going to be a process, guys. It may not happen like we got 2 weeks sober and suddenly we get this blind light from heaven above, and all of a sudden we just know why we were here and what we're supposed to be doing, right? This may be a process, but the first way that we're going to determine what race we're supposed to be running every day is going to come through prayer. Amen. It's going to come through establishing a relationship with God every single day and asking Him, talking to Him, "God, what is your will for my life? What do you have me down here doing?" I need you to show me what I'm supposed to be doing every single day, Lord. They didn't just put this in every recovery book because it sounds good, right? This is to help us to find what we're down here for. We need to be asking God, what is your will for my life, and what do I need to be doing every single day? Next, we're going to figure this out through getting some wise counsel from some good, godly, like-minded people who are headed the same direction we are. Maybe they've got a little further along, and they've come to a place where they're going to be able to make some suggestions as to what we should be doing while we're down here. And the third way we're going to figure out what race we're supposed to be running is through time. Things I must earn. It's probably going to take a little bit. Sometimes we may be at this job or this place that we don't understand. I'm not really doing anything significant here, but God may have you at the spot that you're at now because He's training you. Right? He wants you to learn some things where you're at and show up every day and give it your best effort and help your fellow man where you're at so that He can get you ready for the next place that He's trying to take you as He keeps opening door after door in your life. And the next thing that we need to do when we find those people, we need to surround ourselves, number 2 on the sheet, we need to surround ourselves with people who are running the same race we are and are doing it successfully. Amen. It's time to start winning. It's time to start winning, guys. For right now, maybe the only race that we can comprehend at this moment, right, is well, I know that I need to establish a relationship with God, right? I know I need to focus on my sobriety every single day, right? I know I need to show up and start doing the next right thing in life and start being an example for somebody else. So we need to find people who are running that same exact race and are doing it really, really well. And then find some people with some long-term sobriety that we know. We go to every meeting. We hear people share. We know who's real and who's not. We need to find those people who are taking this seriously and having success in sobriety and be able to go to them and take suggestions from them. Not only that, with having a 12-step mentor, we also need to have a spiritual mentor. Get around some good pastors or some people who have been seeking God for 20, 30 years that can help us out with some discernment, some suggestions and some things that we can do to start developing that relationship with God and start getting closer to Him. For me, a huge part of my life is I want to be a good husband, a good father. And so I have this guy that is killing it in those areas. And that's the person that I go to for advice on that. And maybe for you, it's to be a good wife, a good mother, or maybe for you, you're just single. Right? You need to find some people that are living a single life, that are living it godly and doing the next right thing every single day. Whatever it is, whether it's financial, whether it's life mentors, in my experience, and I've heard it for a lot of other people in recovery, a 12-step mentor, a sponsor in the beginning is just helping you out with the steps and sobriety, but eventually, once you work those 12 steps and you establish a relationship with this person, they become a life mentor. They become a best friend that can help us out in all different kinds of areas. It's important, guys, to find some people who are winning, running the same race we are, and they're winning. It's time for us to start winning. Next, in verse 25, he says, everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. New King James Version of that verse says, everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. The word temperate, it's actually a fruit of the Spirit in the original translation in the King James. And what's the definition of that word? Showing moderation or self-constraint. Self-restraint. Showing moderation or self-restraint. I know that may be not something that we're familiar with coming into this room here. Some of us might have to work on that area. It might not be something we specialize in. It's kind of funny because all the examples that I found in the dictionary and online, most of them were about drinking. Like, this man is temperate in his alcohol consumption. Right, so what he's saying here is man, they're showing moderation, they're showing self-restraint in all areas. They're going into strict training, right, for a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Do you know the training and the diet and the effort that goes into becoming a professional athlete? And these guys have been doing it, most of them, since they were children. The sacrifices that they have made along the way, the time that they have invested, and the dedication to their craft, putting everything else in their life on hold, right? And just going after one thing, being able to make those sacrifices, being willing to do certain things every single day to ensure that they stay at their peak performance. Just like it says on there, that they're willing to do all that and go into strict training. And for what? The championship trophy? The ring? The money, of course. Right? To be one of the greats? Man, all that's awesome. All that's amazing, right? But what he's trying to say here is, man, if they're willing to give everything they have to their craft, and they're willing to do things every single day to ensure they stay at their top performance, right, to get those rewards, what should we be willing to put into our lives and things that we need to do every single day to stay at our peak performance for the crown is going to last forever? We should be even more motivated than they are because we see the eternal picture. And so, if we're going to start doing that, like, what are we going to go into strict training on? What things am I going to do in my life to make that happen? And the first thing is that we need to know, guys, like a lot of our race in this room, part of that strict training that we need to go into, man, we can't do anything else in life until we focus on this sobriety issue. And this is the only thing that's stopping anyone in this room from moving forward, is focusing on our sobriety, right? So just like the athletes, we need to start showing dedication to our craft. Right? Number 3 on the sheet, we need to understand the importance of putting everything else on hold and being willing to do certain things every day to ensure that we operate at our peak performance. We need to be willing to do certain things every single day, guys. And number 1, we need to be willing, right, to take some time to seek out God on a daily basis. I don't know what it is, morning, noon, night, lunch break for you, right? But I want to get people to a point where you don't just do it because that's what they all say in every recovery group or because the Bible and church says we're supposed to pray. Right? I want you to want to do it because you see the benefits of it. I want you to see what that relationship with God is going to start to do inside of your head. It's going to bring that serenity, that peace, that joy. I want you to start to see what it does to us mentally, spiritually, physically. And when we connect with God every single day, you're going to see something amazing happen. I'm truly convinced that what we were looking for in drugs and alcohol every single day, we can find in that one-on-one time with God. We need to take some time to focus on reading the Bible every single day and getting that word activated in our life. And guess what? If you're not that great of a reader, that's okay. There's this thing called a Bible app on our phones. And instead of listening to the song on the way to work about killing everybody and getting high, and we ain't doing that anyways. Right, we can pop that Bible app in and pull that thing up and press play, and he's going to sit there and read it to you. We can start to get that word inside of us, and man, I'm telling you, when you start getting that inside of you, that's how we're going to be transformed. That's how we're going to renew our mind every single day, is by getting that word active in our life and hearing it day in and day out. It's going to start to do something to us. Right, we need to be willing to work the steps. This is a huge part, and it's not just working the steps every single day, it's activating those principles of the steps in our life every single day. It's doing what it says, going over our day and thinking, man, was there some things I could have improved on, or maybe I did this to somebody and I shouldn't have, and now I need to go making amends to them. Connecting with God every single day like the 11th step says, and then going on to help someone else do the same exact thing. Working those principles on a daily basis. And then we also, guys, we got to get that sober circle of mentors and friends going every single day. Because it's so important. It's so easy to want to go back to, some of those old people, or we run across them because it's Bradenton, right? They hit us up on Facebook, and I can go around everybody now. I'm good. Right? I'm good. And we know where that leads us. It's nothing against them. It's not like we're better than anybody else. But man, when we come to a point where we got to get around sober, like-minded people, right? Because they don't understand. They don't understand what we go through. It's not that big of a deal to them to get high or drunk or whatever they're doing. Right? For us, it's detrimental. We got to stick around people that are going to be able to guide us and help us out and are like-minded in that area. Those are things we need to do every day to ensure that we operate at our peak performance. Next, in verse 26, he says, "Therefore, I do not run like someone that's running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air." But when he talks in indefinites, like sometimes it's a suggestion in the Bible, but here there's no question. Right? God's telling us, Paul's saying, "Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly." Right? I'm not wasting time like that. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. New King James Version says, "I run thus, not with uncertainty." Amen. He's saying right there, I know exactly what I'm down here to do, and I know exactly what I need to be doing every single day. We as humans, we're so funny sometimes, man. we seem to be the only thing on this planet that can be unsure of why we're here and what we're put here to do. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Like a tree, right? A tree knows exactly what it was put on this earth to do. It's going to grow as tall as it possibly can. It's going to be there to provide oxygen for all of the living things that are on this planet. Then it's going to make seeds and spread them out so that more trees can grow up after it. The tree is going to grow up into its full potential every single time. It's like a dog. A dog knows exactly what it's put on this earth to do. It's going to eat. It's going to use the bathroom. It's going to find some trouble to get into. And you find a lady dog up the street, go on a little detour, and then he's going to come back home and be your best friend. The dog knows exactly what it's put here to do. The dog's going to live to its full potential every single time. But then you get to us, right? And some of us on this earth, we say like we have no clue what we're here for. Like it's this huge mystery. And I'm telling you, I understand that because I used to say that so many times before in the past too, right? But it's not supposed to be like that. If you're listening to this message today, God has a plan for your life. God has something that was intended for you since the beginning of time. It's not supposed to be this huge mystery. But I'm telling us right here, right now, going into this year, we cannot just sit around and just kind of wake up every day aimlessly with no purpose whatsoever. No more, guys. We can't have no clue what's going to happen today and just kind of sit around on our phones and let me see what pops up next. No more of that, guys. Number 4 on this sheet back here. I want to ask y'all some questions, right? Not to make anybody feel bad. If the answers are no on here, that's okay. I want to ask you these questions because I want you to start thinking about this stuff. Right? What did God put in front of you to do today? Are we fulfilling our responsibilities that we were sent on this earth to perform? Are we living life with intent and purpose and growing into our full potential? Now, if those answers are no right now, that's okay. Right? And you got to understand what we're talking about. By any righteous means necessary, right? Are we living with intent and purpose? Are we growing into our full potential? Are we giving everything we got? You got to hear what I'm saying. I'm not talking about going around and running around with like a chicken with our head cut off every single day. And I got to work and I got to go to meetings. I do all this stuff. I've done that so many times, man. It never panned out, right? Now, what I'm talking about is it's similar to a ship, right? There's a ship sitting in the harbor, and we got no one behind the wheel, and we got nothing put into that GPS, and we just tell, let's go full steam ahead as fast as we possibly can. That's great, but where do you think that ship's going to end up? That thing's going to be all over the place. We don't even know where it's going to be. We don't even know where it's going to end up. And quite frankly, it can crash into something along the way. It's not a good look. Right? But if we put those coordinates into the GPS and we start to move forward, even if it's slow for a little bit, we start to move forward more each and every day, I can promise you by the end of that, you're going to end up exactly where you need to be. We need some coordinates, guys. We need some coordinates for our life every single day. I want to ask you, where do you want to be by the end of 2021? We got to start thinking about this stuff. And if you don't know, you have no idea where to begin, like I still recommend praying every single day. God, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. I don't even know what this year looked like, let alone the end of 2021. God, I need you to start showing me. What do I need to be doing, Lord? What can I do today? What can I do tomorrow? Show me the direction I need to head and the things I need to be doing. God, what is your will for my life? And I promise you, when you pray heartfelt prayers like that, he's going to start answering you. He's going to start leading you in different directions and subtly open doors and close doors and open another one. And he's going to take you exactly where we all need to be. Last verse on there. He started going leading into it. He's letting us know I'm not running aimlessly, right? I'm not like a boxer beating the air. No, I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm here on earth. And goes into verse 27. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. Love the Message version. It says this, I don't know about you, but I'm running hard for the finish line. I'm giving it everything I got. No sloppy living for me. I'm staying alert and in top condition. I'm not going to get caught napping, telling everyone else all about it, and then missing out on it myself. I think that's powerful right there. He's striking a blow to his body, making it slave. So after I preach to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. But sometimes you gotta wonder, why would we want to do all this? You may be sitting there wondering, like, man, everything you're asking us to do here, that's a lot. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. Why would we want to live like this, guys? What is part of all our purposes for us being here on this earth? Why would we live with purpose and intent, and why would we want to grow into our full potential? You know what I believe that we all yearn for? Somewhere deep down inside of all of us, we all yearn to be of help to someone else and be of service to another human being. You know what I'm talking about, because you've probably done it before, just the feeling. It's like when we help someone else and we're of service to another human being, right? We get something off of that. It does something amazing for us, right? And maybe it's not helping out 1 million people worldwide, right? Maybe God's got you where you're at because the person you're supposed to be there for are your children, your kids. You can help them and be in service to them. Maybe for you it's your spouse. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's friends or co-workers. That's the reason that God has you at that job right now. Right? Maybe it's some people that we can help out and be of service to in our recovery and church groups. Or maybe for you, it's a total stranger that God just randomly had you cross paths with because he knew you needed to be there at that moment, at that exact right time. And we all, I believe deep down, we all want to be impactful. We all want to make a difference in somebody's life. And typically when we think of how we're going to do that, the first thing we think of is words. Maybe we're gonna preach to somebody, or maybe it's, and we just want to be there to give encouragement to someone. If I could just give them the right advice at that perfect right moment, it might totally transform their lives and help them out. You know what speaks way louder than words? Actions. And actions speak way louder than words ever do. And so we got to think about this, like what we do, guys, our actions, how we conduct ourselves. Sometimes it's the fruits, right, that start to manifest in our life, and it's visible to other people, and that happens by God working in us and through us. That's the real testimony. Amen. That's what's going to make a difference in someone else's life, what they can see in your life, not just what we're saying to people. Number 5 on the sheet, guys. Actions speak far louder than words. We were all put here to help someone else. The most powerful testimony and inspiration lies is when our actions match up to everything that we say. A powerful testimony. All right, that's gonna bring our life some purpose. Because when people start to see the changes in us, they start seeing God's blessing manifest in our life. And now we're going to be able to help the next person and show them exactly what can happen in their life. We show them that this isn't just for 1 or 2 people, man. This is for everybody. Everybody can have access to this. And when that starts happening, when we know while we're down here on earth, and we start going after what God has in store for us by any righteous means necessary, putting him first, our sobriety first every single day, and then in turn, being a light to be able to help someone else. There's no other better feeling in the world than that right there, guys. That's what this is all about.